This video tip is part of an extensive series created by the Blue Ram Group for www.freshwatertropicalfishtanks.com and www.tropicalfishaquariumvideos.com to help aquarists understand the unique environment of their aquarium. The aquarium is not a power-hungry system, although it does use quite a number of sockets to operate the various units that are required for the life and health of the fish. It is quite conservative in its power demands when compared to televisions, computers, and many other electrical or entertainment appliances. These may pull a lot of juice just to keep them operating correctly, but most often they demand just a simple outlet to get the power they need. However, the standard aquarium system usually requires at least 3 outlets. The various functions of the aquarium ecosystem require at least one for each. One for a heater, one at least for the filter, if there is only one being used, and finally a socket for the aquarium lighting. Other accessories such as air pumps for optimum surface agitation may also be used, requiring yet another plug. Even with all these required outlets, if one considers the electrical requirements of a 10 to 30 gallon aquarium, they are still quite minimal. Even with the 150 watt heater, the electrical requirements for a fully operating aquarium would be about 150 watts for the heater, 6 to 12 watts for the filter. If dual filtration is used, add another 6 to 12 watts to the hourly power consumption, 15 to 20 watts for a fluorescent canopy, 6 to 12 watts for an air pump if the system has one of these installed as well. When the heater is running, the total requirements would be a maximum of 182 watts without a secondary filter or the use of an air pump. Add in a maximum of 24 more watts per hour if those are used as well. This situation with extra filter and even an air pump is actually rare these days. Now, consider that the heater rarely works a lot over the space of an hour. When the correct temperature has been reached and is properly set, when that is the case, it only burns energy when it heats, which is only occasionally, and the thermostat requires it to run. Otherwise, the energy consumption of a lit aquarium is up to 32 watts for a 20 watt bulb and a 12 watt filter. When the tank is dark and the light is turned off for the evening, it might only be using between 6 and 12 watts an hour. Not a lot of energy consumption for the beauty that an aquarium offers the surrounding area. One must consider, however, how the power is delivered to the aquarium. Since the energy required is so minimum, it is not difficult to provide the quantity of power required without stressing the circuits in any way. The real problem is to deliver the power to 3 plugs, since the typical wall socket provides only 2 outlets from the wall. This is easily solved if there are 2 sockets close to the aquarium, but this is rarely the case for modern homes or even businesses. The single wall socket with 2 outlets uses the most common solution, which seems to simply add a multiple socket power bar of some sort. The problem here is that the most common installation of the units have them lay on the floor, directly beneath the aquarium to keep them out of the way. The potential for any water that might escape the aquarium to get into the power bar is quite likely in this installation scenario. This offers a lot of potential for an electrical fire should free water somehow get into the hot electrical parts and short. In the previous tip 11, the importance of a drip loop, we had mentioned the real need for a drip loop to be in place at all times. Leaving a power bar on the floor defeats the possibility of an effective wire drip loop being formed and kept available over the life of the system. In most cases, unless the power bar is mounted on the wall or suspended above the floor in some way, there is the potential for problems to occur with this solution. We prefer to use a 6-outlet adapter to be plugged over the actual wall socket. Since the electrical draw is so low anyway, there's little, if any, danger of overloading the outlet when the 3 of the 5 sockets are filled with the aquarium equipment. We don't recommend using any remaining outlets for anything else than the aquarium appliances to ensure there is never any danger from power consumption. The benefit here is that by using a wall socket adapter, the configuration ensures there is a good possibility that the drip loops that are so essential are always in force, and they remain that way over the lifetime of the fish tank. This video tip is part of our ongoing Blue Ram Group project. As the video becomes available, each will be mounted within the FAQ section of the websites. If we haven't answered your personal question quite yet, you can get your particular aquarium-related questions answered for free by our experts by filling out the Ask a Question form at the freshwatertropicalfishtanks.com website. If you want to be notified as soon as each new video is made public, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be the first to know each time a new video is added to the Blue Ram channel at http://www.youtube.com/user/BlueRam86.